What up, world? It's your boy DeVonD checking in with you once again. And it is The World Is Watching. This is The World Is Watching Wednesday. And I hope a lot of good energy is flowing in your life today. And if it's not, please take the steps to change that. Whether you got to play that record that always gets you motivated, play that record. Whether you got to get away, go to a place that, that you got peace, do that. And if you got to change the people that you hanging around, change that. Because sometimes people just draining your energy and they not good for you. So, without you being well, nothing else can be. So make sure that your energy is well. What I want to talk to you guys about today, man, is the most important person. The most important person in your life. The most important person in your life is the one that you never want to lie to. The most important person in your life is the one that you never want to disappoint. The most important person in your life is the one that you want to uphold every promise to. The most important person in your life is the one you never want to hurt, harm, or hinder from growing. The most important person in your life is you. You are the most important person in your life. And I know some of you will say, no, my children come first, or my husband, my wife, whatever comes first. But if you aren't well, things around you can't be. If you don't love yourself, no one else can love you. It won't be whole. It won't be whole until you start loving yourself first. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I graduated from the Milwaukee High School of the Arts. And when I was growing up, I was cursed. I was cursed, y'all. I was cursed with the 3 B's. The 3 B's. And my 3 B's was that I was black, I had big ears, and I had braces. I was black with big ears and braces, y'all. And when I grew up, light-skinned dudes with wave nouveaus was in. They was in. And I wasn't light-skinned and I didn't have a wave nouveau. I have enough patience to let my hair grow that long. So I was losing on them two off top. So I wasn't with popular trends. So, of course, young ladies wasn't really, seeking after me. I had big ears. So, they used to make a joke about me saying when I come down the hall or when I come in the room, it looked like a car with both doors is coming down the street. I got all those jokes about my ears. And then I had braces. So y'all know all the jokes that come with braces. My teeth was in jail. Railroad tracks. I heard it all. I'm going to get electrocuted in a thunderstorm. All the type of stuff. I got all those jokes growing up. And it really did affect me. It really affected me. It affected my self-confidence. It affected my self-esteem. And, I never felt like I was admirable to others. And sometimes when we go through life, we look for other people's validation on if we're admirable or if we're doing a good job or, if what we're doing is a good thing. And we got to stop doing that. We got to stop looking for others people's validation to know that we are somebody. We cannot look for that. It wasn't until after I was 30 years old, y'all, and I'm going to tell you this about me too. It wasn't until after I was 30 years old until I was able to look into a mirror and look inside my own eyes and say, I love you. And even after 30, it was very, very hard. I was in there sweating. I was nervous. I felt some type of way. All when nobody even else around me. All just because I wanted to look at myself for once and say, I love you. And some of you, you were born with popular, looks, where most people find you, find you cute or attractive. And you probably look at yourself all the time and be like, I'm cute or I love me or whatever the case may be. But you don't understand there's a lot of people out there. There's a ton of people out there who don't feel that way about themselves. They don't feel attractive. They don't feel they're good enough. They don't feel like they're worth anything. They don't love themselves at all. And you have to take the time to have a conversation with yourself. You have to take the time to look at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself and love you and look at yourself in your eyes and say, I love you. Because until you do that, until you can love yourself, nothing else around you can love you. It won't feel right. It won't feel whole. You'll always feel like something is missing. And then you always look to blame other people. And what we don't do enough is look at ourselves and say, well, do I love me? Do I love myself where, some of us are people pleasers where, we always want to please other people, where we will always want to fulfill our obligations, or, if they ask us, then, we always want to be there for them. But have you been there enough for yourself? Have you achieved, or have you gone after all the things that you have promised to yourself? You want to make sure you don't drop the ball on somebody else, what you promised somebody else. What about the promises you made to you? Have you really lived up to those? And you the most important person in your life, so the first promises that you should want to keep is the ones to yourself. But you and a lot of people may not understand how hard it is for a lot of other people, or even how hard it is for yourself, because we always look outward and when we need to look inward and say, what am I doing? What didn't I do? Or, what didn't I get, as growing up in your developmental years? Like, we have to look inward and say, what, do I love me? Am I upholding the promises to myself? And they are in you. There's greatness in you. And that's what, saddens me, or, the most, is that is greatness within all of us. And there's a lot of us who are not living to that potential. We're not living to our own greatness. We're not putting our own capes on and being our own superheroes for ourselves in our own lives. Because understand this, once we become a superhero for ourselves in our own lives, we inspire others that are close to us, our children, our significant others, our friends, our families. When they see greatness within you, then they understand that this is somebody who's reachable, who I can touch, who I can talk to, and they're doing great things. So it inspires them to be great as well, to love themselves as well. Some people will be looking and say, oh, you conceited. Oh, you full of yourself. If how I feel about me affects you, then there's something wrong with you. Because this is self-confidence. This is self-love. And anytime, I ain't never seen nobody loving themselves hurt nobody else. If I look in the mirror and tell myself I love me, I ain't never heard in my life or seen in my life where that hurt someone else, or that made or that badgered or beat down somebody else because I said I love me. If that's the case, and if that's how you feel, then there's something wrong with you. You have to be confident. We have to become selfish. And I know selfish sometimes has a negative connotation, but in a lot of instances we need to be selfish. We need to, be selfish with the promises that we made with ourselves to achieve those first before we start going outwardly and trying to people please. Because people will never give you the fulfillment that you can give yourself. You gotta take hold of that, y'all, because it's in you. I know it is. You are great. Greatness is within inside of you. Understand your own uniqueness and embrace that. Because we're all unique. We all have a different barcode from the next that we have to embrace. We're not like others. Embrace your destiny. Understand your purpose and go after that, because the world is watching, y'all. The world is watching. We only get one life, and we got to make the best of it. Not just for us, but if you have children, you got to make it the best for them. But you can't always look outwardly. You got to look inwardly, because they looking at us. So we have to be great for them to be great. And if you love your people, your kids, and everybody else that much, do it for them. Love yourself enough so that you understand that it's contagious and they'll pick it up too. So that's the message I want to give y'all today, man. The most important person, which is yourself. So, the world is watching. Love yourself. Go grab that mirror and tell yourself you love yourself right now. Go in the bathroom, shut the door, and tell yourself I love me, and see how it feels, y'all. Until next time, it's your boy DeVonD. The world is watching. The ultimate me, y'all. Holla at y'all in a minute.
I know that it's something about me that I just